What about the CD revolution? How
Oh,
do you feel about CD?
That's fantastic, you know, because now everybody in their house can hear the same quality which musicians have been listening to in studios, which is great.
I imagine your music is very much appealing to the CD generation or the CD owners. When your material, your back catalogue went onto CD, did it
Oh, yes. I mean,
sell a lot?
Luckily, I'm one of those artists where all my records sell all the time, you know. So the back catalogue is just slowly selling all the time. It's really lovely.
Was the CD side of it significant there?
Yeah, in fact, the first and only time I ever went into Virgin's Megastore, I needed to buy something because I wanted to listen to some sort of sound, and this guy came up and stood next to me and said, can I have the entire Mike Oldfield collection of records on CD, please? He didn't recognise me. It was a very gratifying moment.
Didn't you want to say something to him?
No, I just went,
Mike, you've worked with a lot of different, obviously musicians, but particularly singers. I know recently you have, but I'd like to talk to you about Roger Chapman.
all right.
The man whom, when he was with family, John Peel said he'd walk across Europe to listen to that voice. Is that how you feel about him?
Well, family really goes back to Kevin Ayres' days when I was doing gigs with Kevin Ayres. A couple of times we happened to be on the same show as family, and he's got such a unique voice, and it's great fun to work with. And with Shadow on the Wall, we were looking for a vocalist, a really hard voice, and I just suddenly thought of Roger Chapman. And luckily a friend of mine knew him, and he came along and did the track. It was great.
What's it about?
I suppose the Berlin Wall. This was a few years ago, before Glasnost, and I remember Lech Walesa was actually in prison in Poland. I was reading about this whole thing, and I'd just come back from my first trip to the East, you know, and
What, the Eastern Bloc?
yes, and I'd seen the sort of weird atmosphere there. And as a result of that track, I believe Roger has been over there many times, and he's told me that it's such a popular song over there, especially when he does it live.
Like, as a person who's made albums that you wouldn't exactly compare with a sort of Michael Jackson's Thriller, where you take 8 singles off an album, with Earth Moving, there seems to be much more of that thought in mind of singles, yeah?
Well, obviously, if you're making 10 songs, there's a good possibility that some of them are going to be released as singles. Yeah, but, that was sort of in my mind, but it was mainly an experiment to see if I could do it, you know. Because normally I've got the safety of knowing that I can have half of it all instrumental, which I know I'm good at, and I'm still not 100% happy with writing songs, and fairly pleased with the result of that album.
What do you say you're not happy about writing songs?
It's something which I really enjoy doing. I enjoy the restrictions. You know, sometimes when you're making instrumental where you can literally do anything you feel like, including, I remember we mic'd up the whole of the manor house once, and we trolloped round it playing the Sailor's Hornpipe, and we had Vivian Stanchel reading out this crazy description of all the rooms, you know. And then My Toy Dog and The Hoover on the new one. But when you're making a song or a commercial song, you've got these restrictions, and it's nice to know that you can't do that, and you can't do that, and you can't do that.
So you use different singers on each track. That must have been taking quite a lot of adjusting to.
No. I mean, at every track, it's the finished result which is most important. If I can't sing properly, or if one vocalist isn't suitable for that track, then I'll go on and find the one that really, really can identify with that lyric and that song until I find the best possible person for that song.
Yeah. So there's a bit of rejection that goes on, is there?
Oh yeah, quite a lot actually.
Yes, I suppose it's got to be trial and error, isn't it?
Mm.
So, I mean, Maggie Riley worked with quite often now, haven't you?
Yes.
So that's a tried and true.
But only for certain songs, you know. And she's great for a specific type of song.
And you seem to favour animation, special effects, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I love it. Mm.
But it's expensive, though.
Yes.
So with Innocent,
Right.
which there are two different video versions of it,
Yes.
but there is a star in this video who, can you explain who she is and why she's there?
In the Innocent video, yeah, that's Anita, my girlfriend. There's also a little baby in there, which is Greta, one of my children. I got 4 children. The song was written about the relationship between her and the child, and she was singing the song, and naturally they're both in the video.
Thank you very much.